Welcome to today's deep dive.
Hmm.
Imagine being like one of the top AI researchers in the world. You're building tools that could totally revolutionize healthcare, right?
Right.
But the U.S. government tells you you have to pack your bags because you don't have a corporate HR department willing to sponsor you.
Yeah.
So today, we're looking at a huge stack of USCIS policy manuals regarding the EB-2 National Interest Waiver, or NIW. It's, basically the ultimate loophole to get a U.S. green card without a boss. We're going to break down exactly who qualifies and how this really strict standard actually works.
Yeah, it is a massive departure from the traditional system. Normally, you're tied to a specific employer and they have to prove they can't find a single qualified U.S. worker for your job.
Oh, the PRM process, right?
Exactly. The PRM labor certification. It's grueling. It's expensive. The NIW skips all of that. But USCIS demands a very high burden of proof in exchange.
Well, looking at these legal memos, I'm genuinely confused right out of the gate. It is categorized as an employment-based visa, but I don't need an employer. Do I need a job offer or like a master's degree for this?
So no job offer is needed. That is the whole point of the waiver part. But before you even get to that, you have to pass step 1, which is qualifying for the base EB-2 category.
Okay.
And you do that by either having an advanced degree, like master's or bachelor's, plus 5 years of progressive experience, or by proving exceptional ability in your field.
Okay, let's unpack this. It's kind of like trying to get backstage VIP access, right?
Yeah.
You still have to prove you bought a general admission ticket first.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. And getting in the room trips up a lot of people, especially self-filers who rely on that exceptional ability category.
Really? Why is that?
Well, the manuals show you need to meet at least 3 regulatory criteria. So maybe a high salary, 10 years of experience, or specific licenses. But just checking those 3 boxes isn't enough.
Oh, it's not.
No. USCIS conducts what they call a final merits determination. They look at all your evidence together to see if your expertise is truly significantly above what's ordinarily encountered in your field.
I see. So you have the credentials, you're in the VIP room. Once you have that basic qualification, how do you prove you deserve to skip the normal employer-led labor certification?
They evaluate you using something called the Dhanasar test.
Okay.
And prong 1 of that test requires your specific proposed endeavor to have substantial merit and national importance.
Wait, hold on. If I'm a highly paid software engineer or, a startup founder creating local jobs, isn't that automatically enough to be nationally important?
You would think so, but what's fascinating here is that USCIS doesn't actually care about a prestigious job title or broad economic claims.
Wait, really?
Yeah. In the original Dhanasar case that set this precedent, the applicant was an aerospace researcher. And they didn't grant the waiver just because he was a smart guy. They granted it because his specific propulsion research could directly aid U.S. defense and space exploration. So a generic software engineer fails prong 1, but a software engineer developing cybersecurity for U.S. financial infrastructure, that passes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not about the profession, it's about the specific project. So what does this all mean for actually proving you can pull this off? Like, I could say I'm going to fix the national power grid tomorrow.
Right, exactly. And that brings us to prong 2, which is being well-positioned to advance your endeavor.
Mean what, exactly?
They want proof of momentum. So the legal memos outline tangible evidence. We're talking granted patents, funded research, existing contracts, or government grants.
Oh, so not just promises.
Exactly. They need a track record that proves you can execute that endeavor you pitched back in prong 1.
Got it. And then there's prong 3, right? Proving that waiving the standard labor process benefits the U.S. on balance.
Yes. You have to demonstrate why your work is too specialized or urgent to be tied down to a single job opening. You're basically arguing that forcing you to go through the standard PRM process would harm the national interest because your project is just that vital.
Okay, all this theory is great, but looking at these filing realities, having the right credentials only matters if the paperwork reflects it. And the actual paperwork seems like a strategic nightmare.
Strategy is everything here. You can't just mail them a box of your greatest hits. You have to map every single piece of evidence to those exact legal prongs.
Right, avoiding vague, self-written claims.
Exactly. And mechanically, the forms matter just as much as the argument. The updated guidance says filings absolutely must include the new form, ETA 9089, Appendix A, and a signed final determination.
Why the sudden emphasis on these really specific forms?
Because USCIS updated their digital processing systems. If you rely on old internet forms and forget that specific Appendix A, the computer literally cannot process your waiver.
Are you kidding?
No, your application just goes into a black hole and gets rejected on a technicality.
Man, that is an unforced error after doing all that heavy lifting.
Totally.
So, bringing this all together, qualification requires that base EB-2 status, a highly specific endeavor that passes the Dhanasar test, clear proof of momentum, and a concrete reason to bypass the standard labor certification.
That is the exact blueprint. The goal is to make your value completely undeniable and structurally perfect on paper.
Well, here's a provocative thought for everyone listening. Look at your own resume today. If you had to reframe your daily job as a specific endeavor of national importance, how would you rewrite it? It's a completely different way to look at your career value.
It really is.
Anyway, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow the show for more useful content. See you next time.